What's going on, everybody? Hope everyone's having a great night. Thank you for tuning in to another edition of On the Road to Victory. I am your host, Jimmy Smith. And tonight, I come bearing some more coaching news. I know, it's so great. You get it sometimes. I run the social media for Fourth and John and my own, and it's quite amusing what people have to say. Like, I don't give a shit about this coach. People losing their minds. That's great. Some of us love to know the ins and outs and every damn detail about our birds. And that's what we're here for tonight. So we're going to talk about some of the additions to Nick Sirianni's coaching staff. And finally, we have a day and time for his press conference. And it has been quite the wait trying to figure out when he would quite possibly come to the podium and let us hear what he's got to say to us Philadelphia Eagles fans. Now, we're all getting excited here. Some people pissed, but either way, everybody's feeling a certain emotion and they're losing their minds. Whether it's good, whether it's bad, it's all over the place. I'm excited about this. We needed change. I don't think it was just Doug. You guys saw I had Mark Farzetta on yesterday. Had a great time with him. It was definitely a pleasure having him on. But we talked about the fact that Howie Roseman, obviously the fans had a pretty big gripe with Howie this season, off-season, last few years. Still nothing was done. The only hope we had was John Dorsey being in the building. Well, now John Dorsey's gone, and he's off to the Lions with Deuce Staley, Dave Phipp, and the whole rest of the gang. So that's fantastic. But I just also saw that Mark Brunell is their quarterbacks coach. Man, I remember growing up watching him, getting old. But what's going on, Malcolm? Thanks for tuning in. Thank you to everybody for tuning in. Hope you guys are all enjoying your Thursday night. I myself just watched the Flyers win. Also clicking back and forth, a little bit of basketball as well. So hope you guys are having a good one. But just wanted to go over a couple of these hires and just pretty much talk about what we're adding to the staff. I'm excited for the new things. Everybody, we're all laughing. I haven't added the new graphic, but you saw this one I made the other day. I added a gator tail to it because somebody asked me to because of the addition of quarterbacks coach Brian Johnson. So, look. We talked about he was probably going to add a lot of staff members from the Colts, past members from the Chargers, teams that he's worked for, people he's worked with. So, these aren't surprising. We've mentioned these names. A lot of people are pissed off. It's not a name I've heard of. It's like, well, dude, look, a lot of these names aren't somebody I'm, a household familiar name. That's not what this is. But if you do your research, when we hired Nick Sirianni, that's why we talk about a lot of these names and possibilities of bringing some of these people in. So, that's exactly what's happening here. So we've been going through, talking about all the additions that we've made, and now we keep making them. And the offensive coordinator, you saw the article the other day that Chargers fans were happy to let him go. Yeah, okay, sure. He did pretty well with Justin Herbert, and I know people want to give a lot of praise to Pep Hamilton, who just went to the Texans. But yeah, that's a shit show over there. Deshaun Watson, we'll get into that. But I really think that Shane Steichen, other than a couple fourth down plays that people question him on, I thought he did a okay job. And I'm intrigued to see what he does here. I don't think he's going to have play calling duties. I think that's going to be on Nick Sirianni. And that's because, he just pretty much had the same role. Frank Reich had that role under Doug Peterson. He went on to become a head coach. Well, Frank Reich just pretty much groomed Nick Sirianni, and now he has become a head coach. I think he's going to take over the play calling duties. And I think we might like what we see, guys. Most of the staff that we've hired, they are literally quarterbacks, coaches, or receivers, or played the damn position themselves. So I'm excited to see how they groom both of our quarterbacks. And, Kevin Patullo was brought from the Colts as well. That is passing game coordinator now. And then I just mentioned a little bit ago, Brian Johnson was added. A little graphic I got here. So he's the offensive coordinator for the Florida Gators. Well, he was. But he's somebody that, you heard the story. We talked about it yesterday. I mentioned it in the interview. But, he's somebody that was with Dak Prescott, Mississippi State. So people are a little excited there. But then you dig a little deeper. Turns out Jalen Hurts' dad was his coach. This guy was actually on the cover of NCAA back in like 07 or something. That's cool. But, he's actually a bright mind. Did really great things with Trask there in Florida. Heisman finalist. So I'm excited. And, people say that, this is for Jalen Hurts. And I think they finally asked him about it. And he said something about, that's just overreacting. I think obviously he's here to help all of our quarterbacks. And I don't think people think, I don't understand how they think that, the coaches are going into this like, oh, this guy's my favorite. OP sucks. Like, no, I think they want them both to play to the best of their ability and find out who the best quarterback is. It's a whole new system, all new coaching. So, you're not going to get the same old. And I love that because now everybody starts clean slate, people competing. Can't wait to see what we do in free agency and in the draft. I know people can't do anything in free agency. Yes, you can. We're going to be getting rid of a lot of players, maybe trading a lot of players. Talk about Zach Ertz being traded yesterday on the show, and then the news came out that he's possibly going to be traded, and it's pretty much going to happen. That's what we've been saying. So this is what it is. What's going on, Birdman? I hope you're having a good night, man. I myself, I'm a little Beach Street, but I was enjoying a little bit of sports and had to hop on, though. Got to do this every day. We got to go over what's happening with our birds. And I always love tuning in to talk to you guys because I can't get by without birds. And it sucked. This season sucked. And it really sucked not having anything to hold on to when you had such a crap year. You guys know with my health, like really it was a bummer. So having to do this every day, it's like, you're killing me, dude. And they were. So this is what we've been talking about for months and months. The whole damn year we want to change. Well, we've got it. And I know Howie's still here. I know. I'm scared as hell with you guys. I truly am. We have the number 6 pick. We have a top 10 pick. And Howie is here by himself. Holy shit. Oh my God. Yeah, I'm worried with you guys, but let's just hope one of these stud receivers is still there. I know there's so many names, and I'm with you guys. I hear a lot of it, cornerbacks, linebackers. I'm okay with it. Trust me, if they take a Surtain, if they take Farley even maybe. Like, I don't know. I might be pissed, depending on who's available. Micah Parsons, you hear it. You hear so many great names, and that's the great thing. There's so much talent there that it's going to be pretty hard to mess this up, but if anyone could do it, Howie. Now, we've talked about the possibility of trading back. That's quite possible, man. We'll see what happens. What's going on, CBZ? Oh, man, I appreciate you tuning in yesterday. It was great having you on. I don't know if you got to see what I had posted the other day, but yeah, man, or yesterday. Sorry about that. Sorry, I just got a message. But yeah, I literally was excited to have Mark on, and I know it was a weird time, but that's when he was able to come on. I appreciate you being able to drop some questions, man. But you saw we talked about Ertz, and then right after that damn video, they came out with the news that Ertz was possibly being traded. And that's all I was saying, man. It's not that I want him to, but you saw the emotional interview that he had. It was tough, man. And I think that is what's going to happen. He's going to be traded. We talk about adding draft capital. We're going to need to do that. We need to get younger. So that's just one of those players that we talk about possibly being out the door, and I think he is Senior Bowl sleeper. I don't know if you consider Kevon Toney a sleeper, but oh my God. And if you're looking for anything special, dude, you better be following 4th and John. I'm pretty sure you are, but everybody else listening, get out there, check it out. We got some guys over there at the Senior Bowl. Dude, all kinds of coverage, I'm trying to retweet and do everything I can. So check it out. If not, get over to the 4th and John page. They have got every sleeper, every stud, everything you could dream of. And we're going to keep coming out with videos tonight. We were supposed to have a video coming out, and unfortunately some things came up. So that did not happen. But I'll be real with you. I think that we were going to have a Jamar Chase and Devontae Smith debate, which I was truly looking forward to. I love both of them, but trying to pick one, that's tough. It's tough. So I'll save that for then. But, Noah Gray was another name that my buddy Chris over at 4th and John made a post about today. We talk about adding tight ends, and Zach Ertz possibly being gone. I think, that's a big possibility from a guy like Nick Sirianni, who likes that 12 personnel, 13 personnel with 2 tight end, 3 tight end sets. So, yeah, man, I think, there's going to be a lot of great picks out there. Let's just see if we get them, because the last few years we've sat here and talked about a lot of these sleepers and a lot of these people that nobody's heard of, and now you know exactly who they are. It's like, son of a bitch. So, let's pray to God that Howie Roseman, somebody comes and helps him, something happens. I don't know. I'm trying to stay positive, but let's be real. It's scary as hell. Trade back and get J.C. Horn. Hey, man, I like J.C. Horn. That's the thing. We talk about this draft. We break it down, and I've mentioned it for weeks, months. We've been talking about the possibility of trading back due to the fact that we need to get younger. So with a high pick, and now all of a sudden we end up with a 6th pick, it's even higher than, I imagine at that time we were talking about it. But yeah, you could definitely trade back, because that's a that's a pretty expensive pick to move up to. Top 10, those are quite pricey to try to get those, and people are going to be interested in a lot of these players. So let's see what we do, but I wouldn't be against it, man. I've talked about that. I know there's a lot of guys, so it depends on what happens. Now, if you're sitting there and you once again pass up on a number one receiver, and then you have to sit there and watch him go to a team and then break records and, like Randy Moss's records and become all pros, if you want to do that, I guess. But now if somebody moves in front of you or somebody drafts one of these receivers or somebody you're looking for, I get it, I guess. But that's going to be tough, man. You've got a really nice pick, and it's rare that we get to pick this high. So, I mean, you maybe go ahead and take that. But you could also trade back, and I talk about this. There's a lot of really talented players in this damn draft. I mean, what if you were really intrigued by Jalen Waddle, more of a speedster? I don't know what they're really looking at, but it's like some of the corners, Surtain, Farley, you mentioned J.C. Horn here. It's like, where do you want to trade back? What are you willing to do, and how much is that team willing to give you? Because some people are stupid, and they'll trade up the house to get people like Mitchell Trubisky, the Bears. So you never know who you could fleece. Howie Roseman is good at fleecing people with stuff like that. So maybe you could just, I don't know, figure it out. I'm hoping Howie swindles someone, and we all of a sudden we're like, oh, he did something right for once. You never know. Hell yeah, I'm sick. They said there's no possibility of him returning. Yeah, man, that's what I was telling you before that news broke, dude. I've been trying to tell you throughout the year. And it's a harsh reality, man. You saw the damn interview he had. It was rough to watch it. It really was. So it just kind of was telling, and it'll be sad to see him go. But he's talented. He wants more money. He deserves more money, and we don't have that money. If Smith or Chase is gone, yeah, but no Smith. Yeah, exactly. So if those guys are there, I don't know how you pass on them. I really don't. And I get it. Like, Jamar Chase, he's got it all. Like, he does it all. And I love that he catches with his hands. Like, and both these guys, they've got, both are talented in all aspects. And they're not, either of them aren't like speedsters, which everyone thinks is like the tell all, like, oh, yeah, you have speed, you're the best. It's like, well, these guys are good route runners, and they use their hands. They contort their bodies to, they make great catches. And, the knock for Devontae Smith being, 175 pounds. Look, I've seen guys make to the NFL that were that size, and look, he has phenomenal route running and phenomenal hands. I think both of them are going to be pretty damn good wide receivers. I'm not sure I'm at the level where I think that these guys are, Julio Jones, where I've seen things like that, where people are like, oh, they're the next generational talent. Look, I think they could be all pro or Pro Bowl wide receivers. I think that they're pretty damn good. But I also don't overlook the fact that they played in some pretty good offenses, both of them. But that's okay, because you're going to be playing with good players in the NFL. So, I mean, we talk about the receivers we have. If you add a true number one wide receiver, that allows these other guys to really flourish. So I think if you add someone like a Devontae Smith with Jalen Reagor, Greg Ward, Travis Fulgham, Quez Watkins, John Hightower, I don't know who wants to compete here. But we'll see, man. They're both really good. You got Jamar Chase is like 6 foot, 200 pounds, and, 1 inch taller and 25 pounds skinnier is Devontae Smith, but they're both phenomenal to watch, dude. Like, gun to my head, that would be so hard to even tell you. And I'll save it for the show we have, but man, it was tough coming up with one today. And I like them both a lot. I'll be real with you. I really do. Jamar Chase all the way. He's the 1A receiver in this draft. Smith is recency bias. He's tough, though. It's not really recency bias. You've seen it. But the thing is, Jamar Chase, phenomenal, breaking records, in the SEC, but then Devontae Smith destroying him. Like, last time he played, what did he have? It was like 1,780 yards and 20 touchdowns, I want to say, Jamar Chase. And that's really effing good. And that's the last time we saw him. And that was a really potent offense. Obviously, had Justin Jefferson with Joe Burrow thrown into him, Clyde Edwards-Helaire back there. So, yeah, I mean, he's really good. And trust me, I think he is definitely 1A, and there's 1B is Devontae Smith. And I don't know which one. Like, trust me, man, this was so hard today. I'm like, I really got to go on a show and pick one. Like, this sucks. But Devontae Smith, you see him this year, and he destroyed those records, man. So it's like, I just think these guys are really good. I don't know. I think Devontae Smith, you could say recency bias. We've seen it, but what we saw, he got like 1,856 yards and 23 touchdowns. Devontae Smith, I believe. So that's really effing good. You saw Jamar Chase was the Blitnikoff, best receiver winner year that he played last in 19. And then you saw that the Heisman Trophy winner was Devontae Smith, first time since 1991. Desmond Howard. So, wow, great job. Tim Brown in 87 was the one before that. Anyways, yes, he's really good too. So whichever one's still left is how I'm really looking at it. I don't want to have to choose, but if they have that opportunity, holy shit, that'd be great. That's great. I don't think I'd be mad at either, but there might be some teams that are hungry for a wide receiver, maybe try to move in front of us. So we'll see what happens, man. This is going to be interesting. But if somebody moves in front of us, or, they don't have someone that they truly, really love at 6, that's why we talk about trading back. So we'll see. Whole back end of our D needs to be retooled. Rod won't be ready to start. No safeties. Well, yeah, dude, we talk about it all the time. We got a whole new show to go. Jonathan Gannon has his hands full. He's coming in here. He was the defensive backs coach with the Colts. I think that, we need somebody that's good with defensive backs, obviously. We have Darius Slay, but we talked about it before the beginning of this year. We needed an outside corner, and Sidney Jones got cut, and then it was like, oh, shit. Everybody got what they wanted. They got Avonte Maddox out there while I was begging for it not to happen, and he got decimated week in and week out. Nikel Roby-Coleman didn't pan out like we wanted him to. At times he stepped it up, but don't know if he comes back. We're going to have to see Jalen Mills. We'll see if this new regime wants him. Maybe we choose a Malik Hooker instead. I don't know what we're going to do, but I'm excited about the fact that there's change, because we needed change desperately. We need some emphasis on some effing linebackers. Please, for the love of God. We need corners. We need safeties. We need it all, dude. We need defensive line help. We're going to have a lot of change here, and I'm all about it, baby. All about it. Yeah, Howie, please don't do that. You're killing us all. Just one time. Just have a really good draft. Just maybe John Dorsey taught you enough. I'm trying to be positive. I'm praying to God that he doesn't mess this all up. Please, for the love of God. But yeah, another name, Kyle Pitts. You've seen that mentioned. You've seen some crazy mock drafts. I don't know if you take him at 6. I think you could trade back and take him, but I wouldn't take him if any of those receivers were available. Now, this kid's more than just a tight end. He's phenomenal. You've seen it all. Obviously, he wouldn't be even talked about in the top 10 if he wasn't that good. So he's good. And we talk about putting an emphasis on the tight end position. We talk about Zach Ertz being gone. So, yes, it is a possibility, man. And I think if that is a possibility, I think we trade back and do that. But we did add our tight ends coach today, too, Jason Michael, who's been in the league, I think it was like 17 years. Don't quote me on that. But he's been all around from what I remember. It was saying something like he worked for the Raiders. Like, dude, it was saying something about like back in 2003 when I was reading it. And it was like the Raiders, the Jets on like Norv Turner, Eric Mangini's staff. So like, oh my God. And then he was like Ken Wisenhunt's offensive coordinator, and they were not good. So back in like 13, 14, something like that. I'm trying to remember. But he's our tight end coach now. He had the same position over with the Colts. So these guys, he's somebody that worked with them with the Chargers as well. So these are all familiar guys. We keep talking about that. That's some of the stuff that's going to happen. And then everyone's favorite, Dave Phipp going to the Lions the other day. Heartbroken. I know. It's heartbreaking news. But Michael Clay was brought in, and then right before I came on, actually, they have offered him the job. So it looks like he's going to be taking that job. He was most recently an assistant special teams coach for the Niners, but he used to be a coach, defensive quality control, and then he helped out with special teams back in 2014, Chip Kelly in 2015. So back again, this time coming on for Sirianni. He's going to be the special teams coach. So best of luck to him. So adding another name to, I'm going to have to make another graphic. We're going to have to add all these damn faces in here. So staff's starting to fill out. Love to see it. And I think we've talked about people that these guys have worked with before. Talk about Modkins, and then the linebacker from, and I forget his name, the linebacker for the Colts. It was like Gorzini or I forget, but that was somebody we talked about. And don't be surprised if you don't know who these people are, because I didn't know who the hell half of them were either. So, this is why we look into it, reading into everything we can, and just. But no, that's what I was just mentioning, Malcolm. Maybe I heard Curtis Modkins like a week ago with someone they were intrigued in, because he worked with these guys, and now he's, I believe, the Broncos running back coach most recently. But yeah, that's a name that's been thrown out there. Someone said to me, Darren Sproles. I was like, I don't know, maybe he would be a good coach. That would be intriguing to see. But I don't know, man. It could be the most random name in the world. You know how this shit goes. They're assistant coaches. So Brian Johnson was a surprise to me, but I love it, man. I thought that was a great addition. So did actually the free agency list I mentioned? What do you think about that? What free agency list was that? Did you post it up here? Did I miss something you said? Sorry if I missed it. I don't see anything. I did not see. Dude, trust me, I've been going down that free agency list. There's all kinds of names. And I want to do a show strictly based on free agency. So maybe we'll just do that next week, because I wanted to do a show on our free agents first and talk about like who's staying or going. So maybe we'll just set that up. I'd like to have a guest come on and do that rather than just here. And I had a buddy that I wanted to have come on, but we'll see how that goes. We'll try to get that set up. But yeah, man, this is going to be intriguing. And with our cap situation, we're going to see who we let go of. A lot of 1-year contracts probably, rather than, long-term deals for guys. But we'll see. People just trying to prove it, or maybe, prior Colts or Chargers players, or played in college with these guys. It's always little things like that you got to look into. So won't be surprised. What's that? It's like a bunch of random people you never heard of, but let's hope it works. Yeah, and that's what we've been talking about this entire time. Of course, you never heard of them. And a lot of people don't even know who half these players are. So it's like, yeah, why would you know who they are? Only people that really dig into stuff know who these people are. And it's like, when you read about them and you're like, oh, what? Why the fuck would you ever know who they were? You know what I mean? I wouldn't. I've never run into them, But so it's not a big deal that nobody knows who they are. But that's why we talk about it every day. You know what I mean? We've been going through these before even the hiring. We talked about for the 11 days leading up to the coaching, all of the people that were possible. And then as soon as Sirianni came up, I moved him into the top 3 possible candidates, because they brought him back the next morning. You saw that they were putting an emphasis on how much they liked this guy. Everybody said, nope, it was already in stone that Josh McDaniels. I refused to believe it. And then the next day, boom, Nick Sirianni's head coach. It was like, what the hell yeah. So we talked about Shane Steichen. We talked about Jonathan Gannon. We talked about these names, and now they are the coordinators. And those were big possibilities. And this is how people get started. And just because they haven't had a job doing this before doesn't mean they can't do it. You know what I mean? It's like, we can't just, oh, well, I've never heard of them. They suck, and that's what a lot of people do. But it's like, look, we just got to hope for the best. And I'm not saying that's what you're saying. I'm just saying in general that, people want to, oh, this team sucks. This guy's old. And somebody said something about like their hairline. I'm like, dude, I really don't give a fuck what this guy's hair looks like, as long as he's a good coach. I'm okay with it, man. Like, people just really get upset about so much stuff, and people were mad at it. It's just like, holy hell. Now, good question. We were mentioning some of this earlier. This is brought up a lot. If Jamar Chase or Devontae Smith are there, I'm not sure that you can trade back. Unless someone is giving you a king's ransom, you got to take a true wide receiver. Could you imagine a true number 1 wide receiver in this offense? It would make whoever the quarterback is better, obviously. Make losing Ertz better. And I think, we're going to add tight ends. We talked about that. Goddard's going to be the number 1. We'll see what else we add here. But look, dude, the receivers really need to step it up. And I think all these coaches are going to help them do that. I'm intrigued to see who the receivers coach, if Aaron Moorhead's maybe brought back, I think he should be given another shot. I was really happy to see him join the team. I think with this staff, he might do well. I know he used to play for the Colts, so maybe that gives him some credentials to stay, right? I just thought of that. I don't know why. But anyways, Moorhead, I think he should stay. I think these receivers are going to get a lot better. I think Jalen Reagor is going to be a stud still. I just think that we've mentioned it. He needs a true number one receiver. This guy's a Z receiver. People want to say, oh, just trick plays and gadgets. Not at all, dude. This guy can line up all over the place. He can even line up in X. He can line up in the slot. He can move around in the Z. Put him in the backfield if you want. Return kicks. Doesn't matter. He's really good. This team just sucked last year. Didn't use him. He got hurt. And the kid was tough as nails coming back from injuries both times. Wasn't even supposed to start the season. Thought he would go on the 3-week IR they had this year. Nope. Started the season, toughed it out, and then all of a sudden breaks a thumb, continues to play through the game, and then he was out, came back before the bye, which everyone thought he wouldn't. So I like the toughness. I think that with this offensive line healthy, I think with the quarterback play being a lot better, hopefully, and other receivers around him, I think he will truly excel, especially if you have a Jamar Chase or Devontae Smith. So, yeah, that transcends your offense. If you had someone like that, I don't think you can move back. Now, if somebody takes one of those or both of those guys, or, I don't know, if you're really high, I guess you trade back then. I wouldn't be surprised, though, man, because the Eagles, they really make me pissed off a lot of times. So we'll see what they do, but it's a possibility, man. They could definitely trade back. Why can't Clinton Dix find work? He was high. Well, just because they're high draft pick doesn't mean anything. You see busts all the time. So he hasn't been good. That's why he just sucks. Released by the Cowboys last year. Yeah, he was released. Packers, Washington. I mean, he sucks. I'm not saying they suck, just guys who are behind the scenes that we never see. Oh, no. See, that's why I was verifying with it, man. I'm not saying that's what you were saying. It's just you get a lot of crazy people online that are like, oh, this guy sucks. And you're like, holy shit. Your comment didn't seem that way at all because you said in the end, let's just hope they do well. And that's exactly my point. I was saying you shouldn't know who they are. We shouldn't be out here like, oh, yeah, I'm pissed because this guy, like literally a casual fan would never know. And even me as a like crazy fan that knows so much shit about football, even I have to look up some of these people because who? So don't feel bad about it. And no, I wasn't inferring you. It's just some people literally lose their minds over stuff like this. And it's like, dude, what did you want? It's like, well, I used to play Madden and this guy was my head coach on my fantasy team. So I think he'd be a great addition to the staff. And it's like, oh, son of a bitch. It's like, all right, man, well, that's cool. And look, I understand a lot of people, we need a veteran guy that's been here. It's like, look, we forced a veteran guy that's been a head coach before in Jim Schwartz on to Doug Peterson. And I don't know, we won a Super Bowl because of it, but we saw the disconnect there. I'm not sure. I think they're just giving this guy a clean slate, letting Nick Sirianni decide his staff. And these are all guys that I think, these are all friends and they probably talk about this shit. Like, hey, if I make it, you're coming with me, man. So I'm all about it, dude. I trust this young man, 39 years old. If he can get things going and he's our our coach of the future, dude, I'm all about it, dude. Like everybody hated Andy Reid. Everybody hated Doug Peterson. It's just like, why? Let's just give him a chance first. Why not? So I can't wait to see tomorrow. He's going to have his press conference. I'm really excited about that. So tomorrow at noon, you saw the Eagles posted a little picture earlier today, though, and making him look all stylish. So the Godfather will be in tomorrow at noon. That's when his press conference is going down. So, I will be locked in, letting all the coverage be known to you. If you guys are missing it, whatever, I will be giving you the good stuff, be posting anything that's worthy of posting. But yeah, can't wait. Everybody, we've been joking around. I made the graphic. We're all waiting. Like, son of a bitch. Like, seriously. And it's not even like a big deal. Like, I saw someone like, what do you want to hear? And it's like, okay, you're probably the same person crying that Carson Wentz won't talk when Carson Wentz doesn't owe anyone anything to need to talk to anybody. But now our coach, we can't be excited to hear from our coach and hear what he wants to do, hear what kind of coach he is. I want to see what this dude's all about. I'm all about it, dude. Like, I'm ready to go, dude. It's all about right here, man. So whoever's a part of that, let's go. I want to see the Birds win. Like, I don't understand. Some people just lose their minds. And you guys know it's like, this is why this is our safe place. You know what I mean? It's like to get away from I don't know, man. Some people, it's like, dude, just watch the game. I don't know. Please watch it before you talk about it. I don't. That's why I have to come on and talk to you guys because it's insane out there. Nobody picked him. He wasn't a bad player. Oh, he was. He was bad. Yeah, he was bad. Mm-hmm. Do you see any free agents that are flying under the radar that could be a good pickup? I have a good story. I think we talked about Trey Burton, being with the whole tight end. And look, dude, a tight end 3, I'm not talking about him coming in and being a star, but, they like to run a lot of trick plays. They like to use their tight ends in trick plays. You saw Trey Burton used in those trick plays this year with the Colts. You saw the Eagles use him, obviously, in one of the our most famous play in history, but definitely one of the most famous plays in Super Bowl history, the Philly special. So not just because of that play. I thought, he played well, didn't pan out well with the Bears, not really with the Colts either, but that's what he is, positional guy, the tight end 3, really. Now, I made a post and was like, yeah, we should bring him back. And, well, he liked the post, and then people were like, he sucks. And then he started liking those comments. I'm like, oh, Jesus. But that'd be cool. I think Malik Hooker and Marlon Mack were guys I was talking about. Now you're seeing it in some articles and stuff like that. But, yeah, I think that would be nice. I think any of those guys. I also saw something mentioned today that Hunter Henry, that was somebody we also talked about. Guys that come from the Chargers and Colts are just, they could come from anywhere, guys. But when you're looking the same way with the head coach bringing in his coaching staff, you're also looking at players that these guys, have coached before. So good question. We might be the most passionate fan base. We're probably the most. Yeah, well, that's the thing. And there's a lot of toxic people, just period. And every fan base has it. But we're the most passionate and we're the most insane. So it just sticks out more. And that's all right, man. And look, that's why I created this place in the first place, because there was just too much stupidity with it. You know what I mean? Too much toxic shit where people are like literally sending the players like hate mail and like and it's like, you can tell these people never played the game and truly don't understand what they're watching. And it's like, please just stop talking, because you're getting me angry. Like, I'm already pissed off the Eagles lost. And now you think I want to listen to someone who has literally no idea what they're talking about to act like they do. And it's like, that bothers me, man. And like, I'm not trying to sit here and act like I know more than anybody, but when you break down how Nelson Aguilar, Nick Foles, and all these people are going to have great years and we're going to win the Super Bowl, and then you pick who the draft picks are going to be, and that gives you kind of a place where you're like, okay, see, I'm not just an ass clown out here acting like I know. It's like, I truly watch the game and I love it. And I love working with my guys over at 4th and John, because it's like, I want to find more people that are like that. So I talk with you guys, because it's like, some people love football from top to bottom, everything about it. And that's me. And that's you guys. And that's why we do this. And I just try to stay away from that insanity out there of just, it's just really just stupidity. And it's like, man, all that hate you got burning you up inside, let it go and let us just enjoy our birds. And we can enjoy losing together too, because it's not enjoyable, but it's like we can at least get through it together, and some people just want to watch the world burn, dude. And that's not me. Hated moving on from Andy, but I also felt it was time. Yeah. And that's the thing, man. He couldn't get over the hump. But like, that was my teenage years growing up. Like, what the? We were so close so many times, and then it just didn't happen. And I think that was it. But Doug Peterson, this was just shocking. It was just all happened so fast. You know what I mean? It's just like Corona, no training camp, the Eagles suck. And it was just like, wait, what? Doug Peterson sucked. It was like, didn't we just a trophy and Super Bowl? Yeah. So crazy, but also it felt like change was needed, and he wasn't ready to do what was needed to change. And I think he was given an opportunity. But then when you come up with an opportunity and then you say, I think Press Taylor would be great for offensive coordinator. And why don't we bring shitty ass Corey Unlin back? Bro, I'd been like, get out of my office right now. Like, get out. Or I would have been like, yo, Ashton Kutcher's back. Oh, punked me, man. Got me. Because you got to be shitting me if that's your choices. So, well, time for him to go too. But I hated it, dude. Andy, I love Andy, man. That was, reminds me of my dad, dude. Just that was what I grew up watching with him. So, I love Andy. I love watching him succeed. I wish it was us. I wish it was the Eagles and the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, but it's not. Gimp ass Tom Brady. Oh, cheating his way. Oh, I hate it. I can't stand him. I can't. Kerryon Conley. He's another one that fell off. He was supposed to be something, never amounted to anything in Oakland. Now they're Las Vegas. But, yeah, sure, kick the tires if you have to. Xavier Rhodes. Did a lot better in Indianapolis than he did with Minnesota. But, yeah, we talked about him, talked about the fact that Jonathan Gannon was his coach. So quite the possibility, and I'd be perfectly fine with it. Will I be moving to another platform after Periscope is done? No, I don't use just Periscope. This is on YouTube, Facebook, and apparently I'm still going to be able to do Twitter. I'm not sure exactly how that's going to work, but yeah, I'll still be here live, man. You can check me out on the road to victory with Jimmy Smith on YouTube, and hit subscribe, turn on the notifications, and every day you'll get a notification that I'm so you might not want to, but if you ever want Eagles news and you want some facts, some truth, and just diehard fans, man, this is the place to tune in. I think Doug didn't have full control because of the chip mess. Well, yeah, they weren't going to be willing to do that, and they're not going to be willing to do that. And I think they think they're the smartest guys in the room. So that's what this Nick Sirianni hire is. He gets to, and we talked about it. This is exactly why he was one of my top 3 candidates, because of the fact that he was young, never been a head coach before, and they could dig their little claws into all of that player personnel, all that great stuff, where he would still be trying to find his wing as a first-time head coach, and they're going to give him the reins. And maybe that's a good thing for us. Maybe we are looking at it, a lot of people too negatively, where it's a good thing that maybe they're just like, hey, you know what? Let this young guy go and let's find out what happens, because I think they had way too much say in what was going on last year, playing certain players, doing this or that. I think we need to get back to being a football team. So let's hope Nick comes in and figures things out. Spygate, Deflategate, they suck gate. Massage parlor gate, they suck, dude. Patriots suck. Tom Brady sucks. You all suck. I can't stand anything Patriots. Anything I can't do it. They can mold him into what they want. Well, I think that's the thing. I don't think they're going to be able to really mold him. I think they're going to be able to do their thing, and he's going to be able to do his thing. And I'm really hopeful that they learn from this, and they're excited about a young guy that wants to start his own dynasty here. And I think, you never know what you're going to get, but hopefully if this young man is successful, he's around for a long time. So we talked about people like Eric Bieniemy, Joe Brady, that, you don't want to miss out on. You don't know if, they're the next great coach, but maybe Nick Sirianni is. And I'm all about it, dude. I really am. And I can't wait to hear what he has to say. And I can't wait till football actually starts. So, but until then, we got free agency, we got the draft. So that gets me super excited to think about the possibilities of what this team is going to do. I'm very intrigued to see what happens with the whole cap situation, but the talk is that it won't drop as much as it was supposed to. So exciting news there. Will they have any say in the draft? Maybe. So yeah. I actually talked about this the other day. I think that they will listen to these guys. I mentioned, they're going to be in charge, and they like that. I think they're also at the same time, they're in charge of it, and they know that, and he doesn't, but they're still going to listen, because I think this whole new, obviously entire staff, they obviously play differently. So you're going to need different things. And I think that's exciting. So they're going to want to hear from him. They're going to want to sit down, and obviously they got that from him, that was going to work out when they interviewed him, and they brought him back the next day. And then after that, boom, hired. So they must like him, dude. And I don't think it's really about controlling. And people say that. It's like, look, this dude is a man, and they're his bosses, and they're going to have some say in what happens. Yes. But he's still, at the end of the day, a man that makes his own decisions. And I think as a first-time head coach, he's going to have what I love is just strict say on the football team. Like, when it gets down to it, let's go. Like, he's the coach. None of this Howie and bullshit. None of that. Just strictly football. And I think he's going to get a chance to, they're going to watch him fly, dude. Let him spread his wings and find out what happens. So I'm excited about that. I truly, truly am. So tomorrow, the wait is over, guys. No longer do we have to sit outside NovaCare, dying, cold, waiting for this effing, seriously, this press conference. I just want to know when it was. It's not even a big deal. Just tell us when it is. I would have waited till Friday. That's fine. But it's can't. They can't tell. It's all right, dude, you're cool. You're real cool. But it is what it is. I enjoyed all of you guys tuning in tonight. I plan on making that literally a 5 to 10 minute video, like always. I appreciate, though, when you guys tune in and comment, question away, because it keeps this baby going. And I definitely appreciate you guys. So I appreciate all the likes, the subscribing, retweeting that you guys do. I truly do. It means the world to me. And any newcomers, I'm always here for you. I know today was mental health awareness, and we talk about this every day, though. And I mean it. If you guys ever need anything, reach out, whether it be about football. It does not matter. I know what it's like to go through tough times. Do not go through it alone. And I mean it, man. I really do. So All of you guys, I wish you would. To the ones that do, it's awesome interacting with people I've never met, but I've met you through here, and it's cool, the relationships I've built. So you guys are awesome. I truly appreciate you. Hope you're all having a great night, and I mean it. If you need anything, please reach out. But I'm going to get heading out. I will be back tomorrow, and I'll hop on live after. We'll see if it gets done in due time or how long this thing's going to take, but probably be live around 1 o'clock because, I still got to make all the graphics and do all that great stuff for myself and Fourth and John. So I will get all that out to you, and then I will be live earlier. My YouTube is On the Road to Victory with Jimmy Smith. So if you just type in On the Road to Victory with Jimmy Smith, it should be here. Actually, I got a little banner here I can toss on the bottom. I used to put a little scroll there at the bottom, but you see, subscribe on YouTube, On the Road to Victory. I don't think it says live. Maybe it does with Jimmy Smith. But yeah, you should be able to find it. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you liking, subscribing videos, all of you. I do. I truly do. It means the world. So I'm going to get rolling, though, guys. Have yourselves a safe night. And like I said, if you need me, holler. All right, guys. As always, go!